Welcome back to the Innovation Series. I'm joined here today by Andy Williams from CeraShield. Andy, thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Jack. Nice to be here.
Look, there's not many systems as iconic as the paintwork on a super yacht. It's the first impression, and there are some amazing products and systems out there. But I think there's been some equally interesting innovations and strides in the world of coatings. Can you tell us a little more?
Yeah, a little more is the ceramic coatings have really taken a foothold into the market now, Jack. As you say, the paint systems in the market by the leading manufacturers are really good. They're excellent. They've stood the test of time. However, certain things with the top coat legislation has led it to become, shall we say, less durable over the period of 5 years. And so therefore, there is something required, has been something required as a protective coating throughout the life cycle of the paintwork. Initially, it was polymers, but polymers don't last. And so therefore, something else was required. And that something else is ceramic coatings. There's generally two. There's a 10 micron coating that's used in the exhaust areas of vessels to stop the exhaust soot and emissions sticking to that. And that's an anti-graffiti property and was born from the Deutsche Bahn trains in Germany to stop vandals graffiti in the polyurethane paint that the trains were painted with.
So it stops the paint and the soot from adhering to the paint surface.
Exactly, it stops the soot embedding itself and graining itself into the paint pores, and it works extremely well in the exhaust areas. But it should only be used in the exhaust areas. It needs removing with a removal gel prior to a painting program. Now we have a 7 micron coating paired to that, which I've developed personally. And it's perfect for rounds, reveals, and returns. And it's a thinner coating. It does not affect a future painting program. The painters can follow their normal painting spec of sand, prime, top coat, and that's it. So there's no extra remedial costs to the owner.
Sure, and I think there's an added advantage with a system like that in that you don't need to bring the boat out of the water. Is that right?
That's correct. We can undertake the works in the water, in the marina, or out of the water in the shipyard. If the vessel's undertaken in the water, then we just need a couple of rafts, some staging for the guys to reach the areas of the hull, and that's all we require for that. And then for the superstructure, we just require the vessel to go alongside so we can drive a couple of cherry pickers up and down so we can access areas of the superstructure. It's very easy, very non-burdening financial cost.
As you describe that, I'm imagining a vessel that's 3 or 4 years into its life cycle. But I mean, are you finding a demand for coatings at any other points in the life cycle of a vessel? Yes,
we are, Jack. 85% of our work has been on tired, older paint work, but now leading in super yacht industry people, the yards, the manufacturers, the top paint manufacturers and the top paint surveyors are saying now that paint needs protecting from new. And so therefore, that's where we've come in with the Duplex system. And it protects the new paint because it's a very, very sound system. Although the paint degrades more quickly these days, putting a sacrificial coating on, referred to as the Duplex system, then protects the paintwork for a 5-year cycle or more. And then the only thing that needs to be topped up is the sacrificial coating as and when required. So it's an easy thing. And the Duplex system is there to protect the initial paint system.
Yeah, and I guess there may be some delay or just with the general outfitting of a vessel between when the first top coat's applied and perhaps the handover of the vessel takes place.
Yes, indeed, Jack. With the onset of the giga yacht and the 100-meter plus yachts, when they come out of the build hole, they come out with their painted livery, and then they go on to an outfitting stage. And that outfitting stage on a 100-meter plus vessel could be 1.5 years easily. And so therefore the paint system is degrading slowly, not quickly, but it's degrading over the 1.5 years. And so therefore there becomes a disparity between expectation and reality for owners and clients who are expecting, once that boat is delivered to them, they're expecting a 5-year period where they don't have to take the boat in for a big respray, which is costly. So there's the disparity really. And this is where the Duplex system comes into play, So that sacrificial coating can go on there and protect that paintwork where it's in the outfitting stage.
And you mentioned that it doesn't affect a future paint job.
No, the Duplex system is a thinner 7-micron coating. That particular coating does not affect a future painting program. We use this on, I would say, 90% of the vessel. The only other coating that we use is used in the exhaust area. That's a 10-micron coating. That needs removing prior to a painting program. But the rest of the 7-micron Duplex coating, it doesn't. It's a sand, a prime, and a paint as normal for the painters.
Sure. It's been a challenging 12 months, and I think no one would disagree with that. And with your team and your operations, have you had to change the way that you operate over the last 12 months?
Yes, Jack, we have. We've focused with the pandemic and all the problems that arose from that. Yachts travel, and therefore they're in various countries around the world. So to combat that, we've then teamed up with people in France, with Italy, Southeast Asia, and what we've done is we trained them to the CeraShield standard. And now we have guys on the ground in Italy who, when we get a client who wants to undertake a CeraShield system on board the vessel, we call upon our guys who are already trained, and we can put them to work there, and they have all the technical assistance from our guys. We generally send a team of 2 to support their team of whatever, 6, 10 guys. Sure.
So having that kind of hub and spoke way of operating has helped you out through a pretty tough 12 months.
It helped us out greatly because we were stopped at the borders a couple of times on the Spanish and French border, and we were turned around in lockdown number 1, and so we had to regroup and devise a program and a system where we could operate in other countries when the client required our work, and so we operate quite nicely with a team in France, with our partners in Italy, and with our partners in Southeast Asia. And with that on board, Jack, we're now going to offer a CeraShield franchise in other superyacht hubs, so we can embrace the owner's needs and to overcome the restrictions of the pandemic with travel.
Well, that sounds really interesting, and it's good to hear that you guys have managed to adapt and push forward through a really tough 12 months. Andy, thanks so much for joining us on the Innovate series, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you very much indeed, Jack.